Art Fitness, and welcome to another one of my video blogs. What I want to talk about today is expanding on the last article that I wrote for the Castro Valley Forum and the San Leandro Times. The article is called Cue It Up. If you haven't read it, or if you can't find it or anything, just send me an email to mitchrfitness@gmail.com. That's mitchrfitness@gmail.com, and I'll send it along your way. What the article is about are some basic cues that you're going to want to always keep in mind when you're exercising. I wind up saying these things a whole lot during my sessions. My clients, I think, sometimes get irritated with me. But they're very important points to make, and for good reasons. Not only are they good for exercise purposes, for form, but they're good just in life to kind of keep these things in mind, so you're going to kind of be in better posture and kind of feel better just overall with your flexibility and your mobility. So the three things that I wrote about in the article, one was, the first one is chest up. I say that a ton. The position that I'm talking about, you can also say the same thing like if you say stand tall, it kind of means the same thing. And what you want to keep in mind is you want to almost exaggerate it sometimes when you're exercising. So you just want to stand with your chest as tall as you can. You're going to notice when you're doing something like a deadlift or a squat where you're kind of bent over, that's really important. I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you'll see what I mean. When you're in kind of the bottom position of a squat down here, you're going to want to keep that chest up. You don't want to be kind of hunched over like that, because that's a bad position for your back and also your power development. So you want to keep that chest up all the way through the movement. Same thing with the deadlift when you're picking something up off the ground, to kind of keep that position here instead of kind of rounded over there. If you'll see my back position, when my chest is up as opposed to kind of rounded over like that, you'll see this arch there that's just not really there anymore compared to here. That's why it's not as good a position. That kind of leads me into the second one, which is relax your shoulders. This is one that really applies to life in general. Whenever anyone gets tense, the first thing they do is they go like this. And I see that all the time during exercises. When people are doing certain exercises, they just tense right up. It's really important to keep those shoulders down, okay? When the shoulders come up, all this stuff gets locked up into very tight positioning. This is all supposed to move up here. This is supposed to be very mobile, this area. When that doesn't move, and if you hold it like this, you can't really move it at that point, then it's forcing your lower back to move. And when that happens, that leads to back pain. So, got to always keep those shoulders down. You want to think about putting your shoulder blades in your back pocket, back and down. I say that all the time. Particularly any kind of a pulling motion. If you're doing some kind of a row, the hands are here, you want to pull back like that. You don't want to kind of pull in like that, okay? So that's kind of what I mean by that. The other one that I say a lot is squeeze your glutes. The glutes, for most people, just wind up being a very elaborate cushion to sit on all day. What happens when you do that is you kind of forget how to work them. All the muscle gets kind of mashed together, and it kind of gets deadened from just being this thing you sit on all day. So it's really important to kind of teach the glutes how to move. The most important thing that the glutes do, or one of the most important things, is allow our hips to move into extension. When we sit down and our hips are back, kind of like that, that's called flexion. When the hips come up through there, that's full hip extension. Right now my glutes are engaged, and what that does when they're engaged is it stops the hips from moving forward. Okay, and that's very important, because if the glutes don't get engaged, what happens is just kind of this swinging back and forth with nothing to actually stop the movement or protect the back. If you forget how to use your glutes, what happens when you kind of extend is that you just kind of wind up leaning back, and you get your back into kind of this hyperextension kind of mode instead of kind of this strong position right here. Okay? So I always say squeeze the glutes. It's really important that you kind of are able to activate those muscles. So when you find yourself sitting around all day and they kind of get dead, and you have to kind of wake them up and get them moving again. That's really to get everything moving. And if you noticed, what this all kind of relates to is shoulders and hips. Shoulders and hips. When we sit down, our sitting posture is very hunched. It's very flexed in the hips. It messes up a lot of things. It can be a very damaging position to be in for an extended period of time, and most people are in that position a good 8-10 hours a day. So really kind of fight to get out of those kinds of postures. When you're sitting down, try to sit up. People say that all the time. When you stand, this is real easy to fall into, but get it back. Try to stand up. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. Okay? If you have any questions, please just send me an email once again to mitchrfitness@gmail.com. That's mitchrfitness@gmail.com. If you go to my website at mitchrfitness.com, you can sign up for my mailing list, and I will send you a free 4-part nutrition report that kind of shows you some basic nutritional principles that you can start applying right away to help yourself lose a little bit of weight and feel better. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.